Hi, it's Jan Beta, and as you probably know, this is a DMG01 classic Game Boy. And as you can probably see, the screens on these are really terrible. This is an especially beaten up version of the Game Boy, but the screens are pretty terrible usually. And if you are following my channel for a while, you probably know that I tried to do a backlight mod on one of my Game Boys that failed because I damaged the little flat flags going to the screen. And what that means basically is that the screen can pretty much go to the trash because the flat flags is connected in ways so that it's impossible to connect a new one or reconnect it. So the screen is just going to waste basically. Then I heard that there's a new product available that I was all eager to try out, and I finally got one. Not the first person to make a video about this, but I wanted to share this anyway. This is a new IPS replacement screen for the Game Boy, for the classic Game Boy DMG01. And I'm going to put one into one Game Boy that I have had lying around for a while now, that somebody else did a failed backlight mod on and sold the parts for spares on eBay. So I got one of these because I wanted to try and fix it, but I wasn't able to because pretty much once you messed up the flat flags going to the screen, you can pretty much forget it. I couldn't fix it. I guess there is probably ways to fix it, but way beyond my capabilities. So what I did is I got this trash Game Boy, and I got one of the new replacement screen sets. And this comes with a bezel to center the new screen, and it also comes with a whole new PCB that basically replaces the old screen PCB, because the Game Boy has two PCBs inside, one for the screen, one for the logic part of the whole endeavor. And yeah, let's just unpack this and see what we have. Let me take a second to thank my sponsor for this video, PCBWay, who are a manufacturer of quality prototyping PCBs and also larger quantities. And they also offer assembly services for very reasonable prices and at a high quality with a top-notch service. Highly recommend checking them out. So, there we go. This is what I got. I'm going to link this exact set in below that I got because I think it's pretty awesome to have one of these bezels. This is a 3D printed one, I guess. And you get a whole PCB that replaces the old PCB. And this also has like gold contacts, which is pretty nice. Some others I've seen don't have that. You basically plug in the old ribbon cable coming from the other PCB, and you have to solder in the old speaker, and then you're good to go basically. So this should pretty much be plug and play. And obviously there's also the new screen in here, which I'm not going to unpack until I need it. You can see that it's a larger screen, but it's used like this orientation and only a portion of it is used. So the display is not specially made, I think, for this purpose, but it fits, and it fills up the whole size of the old display. So that's really nice. It looks really amazing from what I've seen in pictures. I've never seen this in person yet, but today I'm going to see it, and hopefully it's as good as I think it's going to be. This particular kit also comes with the, this is like a tri-wing screwdriver you need to open the Game Boy. This is just a small Phillips screwdriver, I think. Yeah, pretty much looks like it. This is the tool without which you're not going to be able to open a Game Boy up, because it has little tri-wing screws. You can watch my other video if you want to see how to take apart the Game Boy initially. I'm going to link the old video in the corner here. My failed, or not completely failed, but not completely successful Game Boy mod video. So what I need to do is this whole thing can just go basically, and you only need the other part of the Game Boy. I think what I'm going to do, because this case is also significantly yellowed, I'm not going to reuse this case, because what I also got is a replacement case. A clear case, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to take out all this stuff here as well and put it into a new case, and I'll put the new screen in there. So that's the plan for today. First step, I'm going to put the parts that I might want to reuse, which are like the button covers and the internal switching parts, which are this silicon which has the contacts for closing the buttons, or for closing the contacts. The back, I'm just going to put it into some soapy water and clean that up really thoroughly. That's the other part, because that was really dirty on this Game Boy. So first step, I guess, is to put the back part into the new case. This also comes with the plastic parts from the switches, but I think I want to reuse the old parts. This also comes with some battery terminals. So we want to remove the screws from here and put it in here. It shouldn't be that much trouble. I'm also going to clean this up a bit while I'm at it, because it looks pretty nasty in spots. Putting some contact cleaner in. Okay, putting in the screws again. Okay, desoldering the old speaker. One wire already came off, so it's not that much of desoldering action here. There we go. Okay. So this, of course, has to be reconnected on the new PCB. So this part pretty much can all go away. We should have everything we need on the other one. So I think I'm just going to put the speaker in here before I do anything else. This has an orientation, like so. Okay, so there's where the screen goes. And I think we need to modify a standard case a bit. Let me evaluate that. So we need this to sit like so. There's a little cutout for the D-pad. So this sits here like this. We need to cut these little standoffs here, I think, because otherwise, yeah, it won't go all the way down. So we need to cut those, these two flush, which I'm going to do with my side cutter, I think. So that's the easiest way to achieve that, I guess. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, so next step. I think these things have soaked for long enough. I'm just going to scrub them and clean them. I think I should do that in the sink, actually. Okay, so these are dry and clean now. We are going to put them into the case in a second, I guess. Okay, so we're going to place our screen in here. I'm going to pull off the protective film here. I need this to sit in here, like so. Oh, we actually have to modify the case a bit more. We have to cut this as well. Otherwise the screen won't fit. So here's the little thingy that we have to also cut. So the screen fits in here. Okay, let's see if it fits now. This is not a tutorial, obviously. It's me doing this and hopefully being able to show you some things at least. So this should sit on top here. Should sit flush with the bracket. Yeah, I guess we could clip some more of that. To clip this flush. There we go. Now it fits in the bracket completely. Okay, so we need to connect this to this little connector here, which probably is easiest achieved by doing it before placing the screen. This is one of the connectors that locks in place. It's one of those little, there's a very tiny mechanism on there. Okay, now we're going to place our switches in here again. And I'm reusing the ones from the real Game Boy, so I think that looks cooler. And I also think they are slightly better quality, of course, depending on which replacement case you get. Okay, so that's that. So the next step will be to connect the screen to this little connector on top here, which is kind of, you need to connect this flat flex, like so. So we're bending this over here. And this is a similar connector to the one on the small board. So it has this black flap thingy that locks it. These are pretty common actually for locking these flat flexes. See them a lot on, oh, that was at an angle, that's not cool. So that's in now, okay. So this should now be situated like so. So I think now I want to connect the speaker. Should probably have done that before. Yeah, but that's going to be easy. I'm just going to solder it in from this side. Okay. I'm to run the cables on the side, I guess. We need to connect this, and of course we did it the wrong way around, because the connections are on the bottom. So, screws. Should put some screws in. Of course we don't want to screw through the display, so these should be safe. Yeah, so the front part doesn't look too bad. Now it should just be a matter of plugging this into the front part and screwing it back together, I guess. Okay, next step. Connect this ribbon cable here. So we should pre-bend this a bit, I guess. There we go. Okay. That should pretty much be it. Just need to screw this in place. Maybe we should give it a test run before. Okay, let's put some batteries in this and see if it actually works. Oh, and it works! Was turned on. It seems we also need the power switch from the old one, do we? Oh no, we don't. That includes the power switch, that's okay. Pretty excited. Okay, here's the power switch thingy that we have to put in here, of course. Wow. Okay, so this looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, it does work. It does work perfectly. So I'm just reusing the tri-wing screws from the old Gameboy, because I think those will fit better. Turns out that with this particular replacement case, the little contrast wheel doesn't have enough play, so I have to take it apart again and file down this bit on the bottom case a bit. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Fun times. Okay, I'm just going to clip that away. There we go. That should do. Yeah, there we go. Now it can travel freely. So let's put the screws back in. Okay, one more thing. Putting on this screen bezel. Obviously I have to remove the inner part. And then this should be adhesive. Yeah. Oh, other way around. There we go. Now it looks like a Game Boy again. Oh, this turned out pretty nicely. Now there should be a protective film that we can peel off. Very nice. Good as new Game Boy. This is just awesome. Okay. And I also had to realign the screen a bit and actually added some just sticky tape from the backside to hold it in place. So one question that I have, which is kind of obvious for me, I don't know if it's obvious for everyone, is that this is a backlit LCD modern screen, and this is like a non-big backlit screen that's only monochrome. This is a color screen. Does this new screen draw more current than the old screen? That means the battery drains faster than with the old screen. I'm going to try to roughly figure that out using this cable, which I made in the previous Game Boy video on my channel. This plugs into the power socket of the Game Boy, and the other end plugs into a standard USB charger or USB computer port, if you like. And this provides 5 volts. It says it's designed for 6 volts, but it's still, this has a nice Brad Hitman heart sticker on the back. This is designed to take 6 volts, but it runs fine on 5 volts. So yeah, I'm also going to use this charger adapter, which is just like a little gizmo that plugs between the power source and the consuming device, and it displays the voltage and the current. So this is not a very scientific measuring instrument, but it's going to show if it draws any more current than the old screen and roughly how much it draws. And we're using the same cartridge for this test on both Game Boys, this Quirk cartridge, which is actually quite a nice puzzle game. So, okay, plugging the cartridge into the regular Game Boy. I'm plugging the power cable in, plugging this end into my charger adapter. And then we're going to plug this into a battery pack, which I had lying around, which is a standard USB battery pack. Okay, my prediction is that this old screen draws a little less than the new one. So this is providing 5.04 volts now. And it should show the... There we go. Let's just turn the volume all the way down so we don't have the amplifier circuit in the way there. 0.02 amps. Between 0.02 and... can barely see the screen. Yeah, let's say between 0.04 and 0.2 amps, I guess. 0.04 amps, roughly, at the most. And you can see how horrible the original screen is. Okay, let's try the other one. Okay, same cartridge. Same power source. Don't even know if this works off this power source, but it should, probably. Let's see. Oh, and right away it draws 0.08. Okay, let's turn the speaker down. The screen is so much better. 0.1 amp. Okay, so that's significantly higher, at least double. Yeah, 0.1 amps. That's still not a lot. So you're going to run, if you have something like these modern batteries, rechargeable batteries, you can it lasts quite a while still, because it's not drawing too much current, but it's drawing significantly more than the old screen. The benefit is you get a way better screen, of course. Okay, so this determines that you get a little bit less battery life with the new screen, obviously. But it's nothing to worry too much about, I guess. If you have decent capacity rechargeable batteries in there, this is still going to last nearly forever. Okay, so I played some games on this, and it's just kind of awesome, really. Screen makes the Gameboy so much more usable, and yeah, I can't really notice any lag. There's some games where the Gameboy uses, or the programmers use some kind of crude interlacing where they just change the color really quickly to get another color, or like another gray. And that looks a bit irritating on this screen. But otherwise, I can't notice any lag or anything that's really off. Everything's displayed quite correctly, as you can maybe see. And it absolutely feels like playing the original game, not like in an emulator where you get slight lag. So that's really cool. And this screen is so much better than anything I've seen before on a Game Boy. This looks just so much better than any backlight mod. The screen is just so... it's the modern screen for the old Game Boy. So you can change the color around a bit. This makes sense, and it also saves the color setting for the next cold start, basically. This makes a lot of sense for case mods and stuff. When you have like a green case, you can set it to a green background color and have the same functionality. There's also this fake, it's kind of a fake Game Boy Color mode that looks a lot like the Game Boy Color, if the Game Boy Color had a good screen. Where, yeah, I assume it's just fake, where some of the grayscale colors are just changed to different colors. But it looks kind of neat, and it works really well. And I absolutely can't play this game while I'm talking. I think this screen is really worth I think I paid 50 euros or something for the whole kit. with the bracket. Absolutely worth it if you have a Game Boy that has a broken screen, or if you just want to make your Game Boy usable in the 21st century again. I highly recommend getting one of these screens. I also recommend getting one of those brackets, because it's going to be really tough to center the screen correctly without that bracket. So get a kit with a bracket. I'm going to link several sources in the description. Yeah, maybe this inspired you to do the same to your Game Boy. It's not that difficult to do from a technical standpoint, because it's just a replacement of the whole second PCB in the Game Boy. You have to... There are some kits where the speaker is pre-soldered even, I think. It's like 2 solder joints. It's not rocket science at all to do that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope to see you again on this channel sometime. I'm Jan Beta. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. I can't really wave. Bye.